How should we respond to a trauma disclosure? When working with people, it's vital we build strong relationships. We focus on true human connection, and we create an environment of trust and safety. And in doing this, it may encourage an individual to share their trauma with you. And studies have shown that sharing trauma in a safe way, time and place among people who listen and try to understand can be helpful and healing. But we also know that talking about trauma can be incredibly difficult, and this has been described as what's known as a speechless terror. Therefore, our response is key, because when that person discloses their trauma, we must be there, we must listen, and we must support. Remind them it's okay not to talk, and let them guide you about what they do want to talk about. And if they do talk, listen, and avoid probing or exploratory or open questioning. Always focus on what is in your gift. At all costs, we must avoid being what's known as the rescuer, which can lead us to over-promising and perhaps under-delivering, perhaps trying to find solutions which are not needed, or putting too much pressure on ourselves to get it right, and ultimately increasing the impact of something called vicarious trauma. And the traumatised brain may struggle to stay in the present. Some of the statements you can say can include thanking them for telling you, reminding them how strong they are for telling you, reminding them what they went through is not their fault, and that you are there for them as a human being. To help keep them focused on the moment, you can also help them to consider their next steps. Where are they going next? Who are they speaking to? What will keep them safe? Perhaps checking in on them at a later time or date. We must ultimately remember to ask them what they want us to do with this information. Validate their feeling. Help them to stay in the moment. Perhaps grounding and self-soothing skills can help. Perhaps refer to any safety plans you've made with that individual. What's going to keep them safe and happy and in the moment? And plan for future sessions. You may experience something called counter-transference, which is your emotional reaction to what that person has said to you. You may experience vicarious trauma, empathy fatigue, or perhaps it may add to a burnout. After you have absorbed a trauma disclosure, focus on your immediate rituals. Utilise an effective debrief with your manager or colleagues, and longer term, think about how this can help you in terms of perhaps reflective practice. Because we have to remember that after someone's gone through a traumatic experience, the human system of self-preservation seems to go into permanent alert, as if the danger might return at any moment. You often hear people say, I don't want to open up the can of worms when it comes to a trauma disclosure. But the reality is, the person might open that can whether we like it or not. Safe human connection focused on keeping the person in the present is key.